Thank you for joining us on Red Panda Party, where today we have a very special guest, Dante Basco. How are you today?
I'm doing well. We're here at Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yep, the beautiful Lancaster, Pennsylvania for SenKaiCon. And this is your first time at SenKaiCon. So when you do attend a new convention, what is it that you do to become more involved or, meet the community of the convention?
Um, I don't know. It kind of always starts with that opening ceremony. I'm pretty impressed with ZenkaiCon because there's like a very cool. They have it's a very classy con altogether, but they also have like their history in their opening. This year was the 10th anniversary, so it was cool to see the a little kind of slideshow and video of the last 10 years. It's kind of cool to immerse yourself. Yeah, the recap, because a lot of times you do cons. I think I've only done one con, MetroCon, more than once. Every other con I've ever been to is my first time there.
Yeah.
And every con has its own personality and its own just feel and flavor. So it's nice to kind of see the video when you walk in to see what they're about, their history. And so as far as what I do is just kind of, ultimately just kind of try to listen more than you talk and meet the staff and meet, the handlers and meet the other talent. And then, it's the way it's cons work, as I feel, is like we're like this whole circus for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a whole group thing, and it's not really about you. It's about everyone moving together at the same time, and you kind of see where you fit in, your schedule fits into the weekend, and hopefully, ultimately, let's all have a good. We're here. Let's all have a good time.
Yeah, if you meet someone new, they're going to be able to teach you something. So ask and then try to find out what the lesson is that's going to come from them. So,
100%. I mean, everyone I meet, it's done way more cons than me, and it's like, from Vic to the Epcards to, I mean, they've been doing it for years. So I'm pretty kind of a newcomer on the scenes. I love to just kind of hear their stories, and I look to their lead a lot of times.
and you've been having fun at anime conventions, but have you had a con horror story so far?
Horror story? Nah, no horror stories. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm very fortunate. Like the my fans, or whatever you want to say, like the people that kind of follow me are pretty mellow. You know what I'm saying? It's always been a, knock on wood. It's always been like a really pleasurable experience. I have a lot of friends from like the Hollywood scene, especially on the on-screen side, that don't really understand the con world. They're always like, oh, it's like, isn't it weird, or isn't it like, kind of strange, because there's like they don't, if we, like myself, if you don't grow up in the con scene, you could be a little bit, like intimidated by the situation. And I explained it, and not even just the talent people, like friends and people that aren't from con scene, and I just kind of break down to them a few things. Like, one, the con scene is not unlike any other scene, right? So all my friends, we go to like football season, we go to a sports bar on Sunday. I'm like, what's a sports bar? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, we're all wearing jerseys on teams that we're not on. Like, we're not on those teams. So what is that but a cosplay?
Yeah.
What is a sports bar but a place where people with like-minded interests kind of go and hang out and geek out on football? And then not much different than a convention, right? So it's that kind of thing. Like, oh, I never thought of it like that. I'm like, well, I understand. That's exactly what it is. And at the same token, it's an amusement park. It's like this amusement park, and there's all these fun things going on, and there's so many different events going on throughout the day that people can geek out on. When I go to these cons and other talent, whether it be voice talent, on-screen talent, animators, it's like I'm just like one of the rides at the amusement park. So I'm one of the attractions that you could stand in line for, like me or with this guy or the animator. You could meet them and spend a little time and get something signed. It's like I'm just one of the rides at the amusement park, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool. That's interesting." So I just kind of take it in that kind of mode, and luckily that, because I've been so engaged with the fan base online, that by the time we get to meet face to face, it's like they've either interacted with me online, or they've seen so many different interactions, hundreds, thousands of interactions online. So they've been a part of the conversation with me, and it's been going on for a while. So it's really just kind of chill, meeting people.
How is it when you have these interactions and people recall maybe something you said or did from months ago, and maybe something you've forgotten, and now it just comes back to you? How's that moment like?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's like you never know, who you're talking to online, especially Tumblr, because it's not really a visual format. It's more just, and again, you're not necessarily always talking to individuals individually. It's an ongoing conversation that's going. You may be having this conversation with thousands of people at the same time, and you don't know who really is impacted by what you say at what time, and it's all valid, So when someone brings back up something that I may have said to them, or something that I may have said online that kind of touched them or meant something to them, I mean, I remember things too. I'm like, wow, that's cool. Part of it's cool not only because I'm an actor, which I love. If you watch one of the roles and there's a role that's impacted you, or a film or a television show or something, that's great. But also, I'm a writer, and I write a lot of poetry, and I take pride in writing. And so even when I do Q&As online, as far as not full-on Q&As, but just answering people's asks on Tumblr, I'm really taking time to write it, eloquently and thoughtfully, because it's real. It's real talk.
And speaking of both Tumblr and poetry, you accepted a challenge for April. 1 poem a day. It's day 2. Have you had a chance to mull over a poem for day 2 that you'd like to share with us?
Nope. No, it is a day 2. I come from like a whole circuit of poets, and I've never, I know about this poetry challenge every year, and I never do it. But and I'm on the road like all month. This month I happen to be on the road all month, from a bunch of cons to some colleges, and I end up in the Philippines by the end of the month. So I'm out of town most of this month. So I'm like, why am I doing it this month? But you know what? I have plane rides to thinking about poems. I liked how the first one came out.
First one was beautiful.
Oh, thanks, man. So, it just kind of forces you to write, and I might use it more as a, journalistic, as on my journeys this month, because a lot of times I write performance pieces that are very different feeling, and then I write a lot of more free verse stuff that's more.
You can focus on yourself a little bit.
Yeah, or moments or things. I mean, sometimes the great thing about writing is you're kind of forced to kind of slow down and like look at the world and see what impacted you today, and the details of life. Because my favorite poems have always been it's the moments. I mean, it has the same thing with acting. People will say so and so is their favorite movie, or so and so is their favorite TV show, and it's so great, and it's like not necessarily that the whole thing was great. It's and really what your favorite thing is, the moments, like what part of it, like what moment was your favorite, and those are the things. And so it doesn't just happen in art. Every day there's like favorite details.
Yeah, you're focusing on the peaks.
Right.
Life.
So, or the the obscure little things, like in the poem was like just someone wrote me about, oh yeah, man, that about the the bartender that made it here from South Africa. I'm like, yeah. I mean, just a little thing like that. But those are the details. Is what kind of connects us to each other, because we all have details in our life, and that's kind of what is a little thing that it sticks in your mind.
All right. Thank you very much for taking time to speak with us. So the Red Panda Party group, you are officially now a Red Panda.
Panda Party, what's up? We're just, I don't know what kind of parties they throwing. What's going on?
Red Pandas do any type of party. The one, we always hope that whenever we throw a Red Panda party, a Red Panda will show up, whether it's in a kigurumi, whether it's in a hoodie, in a hat, whatever it is. We hope for that mystical animal to grace us with its spirit.
Yo, looking for that Red Panda.
So, final thought. How do you want to send off, or what do you want to say to your ZenkaiCon fans?
Yo, ZenkaiCon, I'm super impressed with the weekend. You guys have been so awesome. I'm super impressed with Lancaster, man. It's a quaint, kind of really charming town, and it's just everyone's been so nice. I hope I get a chance to return someday.
Thank you very much, and thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.